disgraced boxer find redemption in a figure? Here's your look at the Jada toy Street Fighter II, the final challenger's Balrog. Step into the ring with the Ultra Street Fighter II Balrog 1/12 scale action figure by Jada Toys. Known for his raw power, ruthless aggression, and devastating punches, Balrog is one of the most feared fighters in the Street Fighter series. Once a heavyweight boxing champion, Balrog was banned from the sport for his violent fighting style, only be recruited by Shadaloo as M. Bison's brutal enforcer. Did cost me more than 50 cents, but was picking up Balrog well worth it? I'm going to be answering that question, hopefully, in this review. But first things first, let's grab the tape measure and see how tall the figure's going to stand. While not spending that, I spent what I thought was still a decent price. Grabbed this guy over on Amazon. Balrog is going to stand with my trusty tape measure in hand, about 6 3/4. That's going to work out to be a figure that's 17 centimeters tall. Entering into the arena now, a couple of size comparisons. A figure that's similar in size to Balrog is Blanka. He is, though, however, shorter than Sagat and some standard size figures. Of course, here's what the figure also looks like with both Ryu and Chun-Li. I am always so quick to forget the fact that Jada Toys does, in fact, include with their Street Fighter figures the actual scene selection that comes included with those fighters. So if you did want to, though, you could take yourself your Balrog and obviously just have him displayed there front and center. Obviously, the difficulty will come very apparent, the fact that if you have multiples of these, they're going to be taking up way too much space. But again, I appreciate the fact that they include things like this. They also include actually 2 swappable head sculpts, technically really one if you include already the one that he has on the top of his neck. He comes also included with some swappable boxing gloves, and he also comes included with a couple of fighting effects. These fight effect pieces are actually all done here in translucent clear plastic. They're pretty soft as well. It kind of remind me of like the old gummy shoes. Anybody remember having, I never wore them in myself, but my sister had a pair of gummy shoes. I can't think that they'd be the most comfortable things around, but it kind of the plastic that they use for that is very similar. Now, I've already taken the liberty actually of swapping out the hands and the head from the way that he actually looked getting him outside of his plastic prison. To be fair, though, the figure does have sort of a pair of relaxed fist boxing gloves, but then ones that he actually comes with inside the packaging is closed fists. You can see some nice detailing that they've actually done. You can see there's the labels or the stitching patches there on the boxing gloves. But again, like these are the closed ones. The ones that I've already now swapped out for are the ones that are relaxed. To change out the hands, one thing you will want to be careful of is the wristbands that he has are actually not part of the figure. So when you go to remove, for example, the boxing gloves, twist, 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 pop, pop, pop. Just be careful that you don't accidentally lose these in the process. When I look at something like this, I kind of think to myself, would it not have just made more sense that this just be attached to the ends of the wrist? Unless maybe they've used these arms before. So obviously it would probably make better sense from a tooling standpoint just to have these as separate pieces. We're going to pop that off. We're going to take the closed boxing gloves and again, obviously line up the peg to the hole. Simple shapes after all. And maybe we'll do again the same thing on this side as well. Now you could, if you want to, use the boxing fighting effect piece, the punching effect pieces. You can still use it with the open gloves. Nothing's necessarily saying that it has to be with the closed gloves. So if you wanted to, we'll leave it on one, and with the hand that we've now changed, we can attach it onto the other. Now, I find that this one, the smaller one, you have to push a little harder to get that actually on his fist. But it holds somewhat well. I wouldn't want to probably be shaking this guy around, but I think it holds it actually pretty well. Let's remove those right now. We'll just kind of put them off to the side. The one thing also already mentioned that comes included with Balrog is the swappable head sculpt. Now, this isn't the head sculpt that was with the figure when we get him out of the packaging. In fact, it's actually this figure head sculpt right here. I think given the choice, after all, it's now my figure, I think I probably will end up displaying the figure with this one. I do like the fact that you can see what looks to be a missing tooth. He looks certainly a little bit more angrier on his expression. But I think that both head sculpts are worthy candidates for your shelf. The neutral expression does look good, but again, I don't know. I think I might end up going with this one instead. Swapping out the heads is just a case of holding onto the torso. Boy, that was easy, right? It was pretty easy. Gonna pop that off, pop the new head in place, snap it in place, and Balrog is ready to brawl. The look of the figure overall does look very much like what we'd expect Balrog to look like in the video games. Obviously, he does have himself the ripped sleeved t-shirt. Looks like something from the Brooklyn Brawler days. He also has then a lighter blue tank top. I know I'm literally just kind of describing the things that we're currently looking at here on the figure. Does also have pants, the shorts, don't seem like they 100% match. Like maybe like the pants, the shorts themselves look like they're just a tad bit lighter than the tank top. But still, I do like the blue that they've used. Of course, he does have blue boxing boots. Pegels, by the way, on the bottoms of the figure's feet, even though they don't have yet display stands with these figures. I guess really technically the figure doesn't really need a display stand anyways. For the figure's articulation, a Balrog, going back though to his head sculpt. The head, because now we've swapped it out, well, it doesn't really matter actually. If you had still used this head sculpt, it would have been exactly the same. Needless to say though, the head is going to be on a ball joint, so it allows the head to rotate all the way around. It can also give him an up and down motion. Actually, he looks quite high up. Whatever he's actually looking at, I have no idea. What is he looking at? Oh, there was a bug on the ceiling. Oh, I've got to remember I actually take that down before it falls on me. There is also a ball joint at the base of the neck, so it allows for additional mobility there as well. The top of the torso is going to be on a ball joint. First of all, I guess you could really rotate all the way around, but it does seem like sort of it gets stopped at a point. That tells me, though, I probably shouldn't go any further. But up and down, I mean, it goes all the way around. You pretty much get the same idea going here with the abdomen as well. The arms rotate all the way around. Now, the benefit, though, of these figures is that you can also move them in and out. They, I think, have nicely concealed that joint right there. So actually, when you crunch in those arms, you can move those arms completely in. The way they've hidden that behind, actually, well, I mean, it's this piece right here. But it's so seamless, though, for the rest of his shirt that you'd never really know, other than maybe a guy like myself telling you guys that you can actually move his arms in and out. And I think that's a really nice way of hiding that joint. Again, though, the arms rotate all the way around. There is, though, a bicep swivel. Kind of hard to kind of move it without moving the shoulder. Double hinge on the elbow. Well, that almost just slipped for a second. Hands rotate all the way around. Again, whether you want to use the relaxed glove or, again, you want to use the closed glove, it doesn't really matter either way. Legs split out. They are using, after all, ball joints. See that? See that? Legs go forward. Legs go back. It does seem, though, by the way, the trunks, maybe not so much on the top here, but is behind. And I don't know why I feel the need to draw your attention to this. But he has squishy butt cheeks. You can actually push those in. I'm not sure why they're soft, and I'm even wondering now why I'm actually showing you on camera the fact I'm squeezing the man's cheeks. But they are actually a little bit softer. Legs go forward and back. Get back to the train of thought here. Swivel at the top of the thigh. Now, actually, he also has a swivel at the top of his thigh, right below the shorts. In the same way that I like that they hid this, I like also that they hid this down below here as well. He does have a double hinge on the knee. The boot actually is a separate piece, so it does allow the lower foot or lower calf area to rotate all the way around. He moves up and down this way. He moves back and forth this way. And Balrog does have, well, much like other the Street Fighter figures that we've looked at, does have toe articulation too. He's a good-looking figure. He is, I think, a little bit more expensive than your standard size figure. So it's like if you're comparing with like Ryu, move him over just a little bit, or you compare him like with Chun-Li, I think he's actually a little bit more the price of like Balrog. Sorry, Ryu, I'm now covering you. And I think he's about, give or take, the same price. Maybe he was a little less than the price of Sagat. But still, if you guys can get your hands on these, Balrog is certainly one of the more standout combatants in the Street Fighter world. I like the colorings on him. I do like, of course, like all the other Street Fighter figures that we've looked at, come included with a different head sculpt and portrait. Of course, he comes also with his punching effect pieces. One works a little bit better than the other. I think this one, you have to work a little harder to fit around his fist, but you always appreciate the fact that Jada Toys includes things like that. Yeah, Balrog's a home run hit, a great looking figure, and well worth adding to your collection if you haven't done so already. Jada, I think, still leads the charge when it comes to releasing fairly affordable figures. The fact that Balrog, for example, he's going to be bigger than a Ryu, but still, even then, you're only paying $40. At least that's what I paid for getting Balrog. I think, again, that's a good price, considering not only just the type of plastic that they're using. Street Fighter figures, as well as the other stuff that Jada's been doing, the plastic feels good. It feels the safe kind of plastic you can have a whole lot of fun with. And speaking of having a lot of fun with, by the amount of posability that they also pack into these Street Fighter figures, you can get them in some pretty cool looking poses. Wrapping up, though, the review here for Balrog, I'm actually making use of a display stand, not from Jada, because Jada doesn't include ones with theirs, but I'm using one from McFarlane Toys. It just goes to show, though, while not having one available with these figures, you can easily pillage one from another figure company because the holes that they use on the bottoms of the feet are exactly the same. Balrog's a fun figure. I've had a lot of fun getting this guy in different poses. I still will continue to do that when eventually I settle on a pose that I want to get him in when I put him on the shelf with the other Jada Toys Street Fighter figures that I've already had a look at. Speaking of figures, of ones we're going to be having a look at, we're wrapping up things with Balrog. At the same time, though, I picked up Balrog, I also picked up T-Hawk. So we're going to be looking at him in one of the upcoming reviews. What do you guys, though, think of Balrog? Let me know down below in the comments section. Are you guys also excited to see the Street Fighter film? I feel like I'm actually more excited to see Street Fighter than I was for Mortal Kombat. I don't know what it is. I feel like Mortal Kombat, you just can't beat the original one. Every one that has come out since, I always feel like I'm underwhelmed by it. But I am super excited, though, for the new Street Fighter film. Let me know how excited you guys are for the upcoming film. If you guys also did enjoy this video, hit it with a like. Be sure as well to hit that subscribe button. Stick around and have some fun on this channel. And whether, again, you are checking me out on social media, you can always, of course, go the old-fashioned way. Always right here inside the videos.